What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. I know I missed the review last week, and man, I didn't really talk about that EC3 and Johnny Impact match from last week. But tonight's show, there's a lot going on, and a lot of serious stuff going on too. I know the viewership actually really went up for Impact this time. That's actually really good to hear for once in a while, and actually getting up there for once in a while. That's actually good to hear. But yeah, the main event tonight will be Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan, but we kicked it off with EC3 versus Tyrus, which I would say it was almost like a comedy match in a way somehow. Like, it wasn't bad, but EC3, of course, and Tyrus have their fan clubs, but it's funny when EC3 is doing leg stretches and kind of going to the crowd and taking selfies with them while the match is going. And both guys were cheered, mostly EC3, of course. They were promoting the Last Chancery Twitch for this Twitch thing. They really are. I guess they get a large viewership on Twitch somehow. But EC3 is mostly stalling Tyrus throughout the whole match. And as the match went on, people did cheer EC3. EC3 was hitting just moves. I felt like he was doing a Hogan impression and even doing chops when people said one more time. And EC3 hit him with a singer splash, of course. He pretty much hit an eye poke, and they were talking about the referee, Johnny Bravo. I'm hearing a lot of Johnny Bravos out here nowadays. It would be fun to see one of them do the monkey, if you know what I mean. Watch the show. But as the match went on, EC3 was about to hit a 1%er, but Tyrus pretty much dodged it, and he hit his own 1%er and hit a choke slam. The match was somewhat funny. Some people think this could have been Derek Bateman versus Brodus Clay from WWE Superstars, but I thought EC3 was actually putting some great promos still a couple weeks ago. Then they just kind of gone into this match, and I'm really surprised he lost. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not surprised he lost to Tyrus, but the fact that, in a way, like, I'm not saying he jobbed the Tyrus or anything, but that he lost to Tyrus. I don't know how far this is going to go, but we kind of already knew EC3 was on his way out the door throughout all this anyways, but to put over Tyrus, I guess, I don't know, or some people did, he could have put over Brian Cage as there, followed by any other big guy. Well, we all know where EC3 is going. Like I said, enjoy him if you watch the show and he's still here, and just enjoy the theme song while you still got it, and EC3 and stuff before whenever they put him on TV on NXT or when the next takeover is or whatever. And he'll wrestle, but yeah, enjoy him here while you got him. Joseph Park wouldn't get. He talked to his grandma Jenny, talking about not bringing out Congo Kong. They had a OVE cinematic talking about where you're taking over everything, Ohio, and they were pictures of Eddie Edwards and Bobby Lashley pretty much coming after them. And he talked about Eddie Edwards, we will find you, and says we got people inside, outside, and in the streets because we are taking over everything. So at least again, I know they broke off from OVE and LAX, but OVE, at least they're doing something with the cinematics. That's really good. Josh Matthews and Sanjay Dutt actually were in a green screen blue room in a way. If you remember the World Title Series, how they did that with Josh Matthews and the Pope, it was pretty much him and Dutt. So like I said, it reminds me of the World Title Series. So it's pretty good. I will say that. But yeah, it was yeah, I do remember those green screens for some reason. I didn't actually mind that, even though they were standing, and I didn't know where they were standing. We were doing the World Title Series in those brackets. El Hijo de Fantasma, or aka King Cuerno, in Lucha Underground, the Latin American champion. With AAA Latin American champions about to go in a returning bracket setter. And I should say this also, TNA did pretty much announce yesterday it will be Impact versus Lucha Underground. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that now. Even though I know it's going to be on the Twitch thing, it'll be through WrestleMania weekend. at WrestleCon, which we all know we already know we've seen a lot of Lucha Underground talent on Impact to begin with, like El Phantasma here, or like I said, as King Cuerno. We've seen Sami Callihan, aka Jeremiah Crane, Conan, of course. Even though Conan used to be in his company, LAX, Brian Cage, that's been recently here. We've seen Taya, Johnny Impact, El Tejano Jr. We've seen several Lucha Underground people on here. It would be cool if we see some of the Lucha Underground people in, some of the Impact people in Lucha Underground now. We already know they've done tapings recently, so it would be cool if they actually showed up. But it is going to be a Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling. That's actually kind of a fun show to watch when you think about it. I'd like to see that now. It's free on Twitch when it comes to WrestleMania weekend, so I may check that out. But he went into bracket decided there wasn't much to say from here other than Phantasma hitting the depths of hell, as some say the best suicide dive in the business, I keep hearing. And he hit the thrill of the hunt for the win. Pretty much Braxton Sutter was pissed, and he blamed Allie for a lot of this. And he was disrespected, and not even getting a televised entrance, and laughed at it until Brian Cage came out, which everyone compares him now to Wolverine, since he's got the yellow colors and in a way with a singlet, and he has the drill claw. He's not doing the Weapon X move anymore, but he did the drill claw and left Sutter there, or the Steiner screwdriver, if you want to call it, pretty much on the ground. Even though he was Sutter did his gimmick kind of a while ago now, when Garza Jr. was going against him. Like I said, I'd rather seen King Cuerno, since he was a bounty hunter. That would be actually really cool to see. Heel Phantasm was good, but I actually want to see King Cuerno. I'm sure they also did their Pluto TV, of course, of the week with Scott Steiner, saving Jeff Jarrett from Steve Borton / Sting, pedestrian Sting, really. As they promoted WrestleCon, they had a interview with Matt Sydal of him being the Grand Championship, and he was going to face Taiji Ishimori for the X Division title. But Sydal, he talked about his third eye, telling him a lot of things until Ishimori came up with a Japanese scroll. He didn't understand Japanese that well, so Mitchell said she couldn't speak it either. But the scroll pretty much was a counter challenge, so both titles would be on the line, as the Impact Grand Championship and the X Division title would be on the line. Ishimori pretty much said, wants to show people in Japan that he could have both belts, and that Sydal is a choke artist, and then he says, "You are douchebag." So I actually laughed at that. But I'm sure Sydal is supposed to be the heel in a way, but then again, Ishimori, which I'm assuming is a face, even though he's calling people douchebags now, I thought was pretty funny. So who's really the heel here in a way? But I think it's Sydal. Congo Kong went against Joseph Park. Kong won with the splash. Not much to say from here. Jimmy Jacobs kept saying he wanted Abyss out here, but I don't know. Some people think they're just trying to bring out Abyss like Grado did in a way, but I don't know. It's something about this that ain't working. Jimmy Jacobs, I'm still trying to understand this whole zombie princess thing that's going on here. I don't know what he did that much in Ring of Honor, and maybe I need to look it up. Maybe this guy needs to be creative, because, come on, this is the man that helped create the list in WWE. So I don't know that much about... I may need to do my own research on that anyways with the zombie princess, but I'm still trying to understand it. They went to another cinematic with Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley, which they look goofy with Hawaiian shirts, some about taking LAX's bandanas, and they were joined by the Mumbai Cats then. Thought they were LAX when they beat them up, until Conan came out of nowhere in the shadows and called them the Toss Salad Boys, and pretty much says, you got our bandanas, you think you guys try to be hard, but you all marshmallow soft. I'm surprised you're not doing cartwheels and your Wonder Woman bikinis and everything. And Lee and Khan pretty much threatened Conan and said, you came alone, why would you come alone then? And Conan says, or not. Next thing you know, Santana and Ortiz attacked from behind, taking off the mask, and then threw the Cult of Lee into the pool then. Good cinematic. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. But Trevor Lee, they need to get this guy somewhere else. They just kind of look like dorks in a way, and Conan, pretty much, they're not going to keep up on the mic with Conan. They're not Sami Callihan or anyone else in this feud, or even a Cornette in a way or others, because that problem with OVE before is that Conan make them look stupid in the begin with throughout most of the time, but until they brought Callihan in, I don't know what to say about Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley. And then again, you look at LAX. I'm like, what are the tag teams that they have to face other than OVE? There's literally no tag teams around in Impact other than OVE and LAX. So they really need to start bringing in some tag teams. Trevor Lee maybe needs to go for the World Title Division. Caleb Conley should be going for the X Division title. They just need to find more tag teams. LAX and OVE is really great, but we couldn't go on that battle forever. So they need more tag teams. Alberto El Patron was in a dark room talking about he's been disrespected and screwed out of the title, but he wants to prove he's the pride of Mexico, and now his main goal is destruction. CCCCCCC, of course, and he will kick people's traseros, as a lot of people say. So yeah, Hanaya, the Huntress, went against Rosemary. This match didn't last long, pretty much one-sided. Rosemary won with a spear and then a Red Wedding or the F5. So it's not much to say from here. Then they kind of got rid of her now. So it's like I said before in the past, when she debuted, she was already fired. I don't know what's going on with that, and I was really kind of digging the whole Huntress thing, but I don't know, when the stories came out about her with attitude problems and showing up late and didn't want to do jobs to anybody, and I guess they was like, screw this, and just fire her then. So it wasn't much to say, but then Rosemary cut a promo then after that, calling her the silly little she-wolf, and she's nothing but a puppy dog. But Rosemary, the demon assassin, is the alpha bitch. And she talked about the Hive. We want the Knockouts title back now. Until Taya made her return in. The Ice Queen, as some would say. But Taya came out, and she was back. And she pretty much said, what Josh Matthews said was the alpha bitch versus Lucha Royalty. But she got a microphone. Rosemary, she had a Rosemary Mister, since we never got the match at Bound for Glory because of the whole travel issues in Canada. She was back. She was finally back in the Impact Zone. People cheered for Rosemary, and Ty thought it was hilarious calling Rosemary calls off the alpha bitch. The only true part about her is the bitch part, and that Rosemary should call herself Taya's bitch. And everything. Rosemary wanted to fight, but Taya backed off until Rosemary pretty much backed off herself. Taya came out of nowhere and started beating her up then, and hit her with the Road to Valhalla or Glam Slam on the ramp then, as pretty much Taya laughed in after that. I am looking forward to this match. I hope we finally get this match, or the, what was it called? I don't know what it was going to be called, the Red something match back then, or supposed to be some hardcore match. But I would look forward to this match, though. I really would. I would love to see this in Lucha Underground too. Let's not put it on both. Put Rosemary in Lucha Underground also. The vignettes they could do with her would be fucking masterful. Put her against against Katrina or something, and Mil Muertes. That would be kind of cool, from her old disappearing act versus the demon and stuff. That would actually be really cool. So she could probably become the Lucha Underground champion. They may have they probably got rid of the Sexy Star anyway, so nobody doesn't really want to work with her anymore. So yeah, but I still really want to see this match. Laurel Van Ness came out as she was doing a commitment ceremony with KM. KM came out as she was going to marry the Knockouts Championship, as KM says, yes, you can do that in 2018. This segment doesn't make a lot of sense, since Zack Sutter was back out here with a neck brace after what happened earlier after he was almost killed by Brian Cage. He now says he loved her since he's gotten tired of Allie, and pretty much Laurel said no, as KM said that fell, bro. She stomped around the ring, and they wanted to continue this thing, but next thing you know, Laurel pretty much was attacked by Allie from behind, and the segment ended. I don't know where this goes, but probably just have to find out. See, it was a little funny, but it really wasn't that funny. Next week we have the Crossroads pay-per-view. Meet you at the Crossroads. Pretty much next week the Knockouts Championship will be on the line between Law, Vanessa, and Ali. Matt Sydal versus Taiji Ishimori for both the X Division and the Grand Championship. LAX versus Cult Elite for the tag titles. OVE versus Bobby Lashley and Eddie Edwards, and Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship, as they actually put a video package of him, of Johnny talking about being almost champion, and he needs to be the champion, or it's not almost being professional wrestler and stuff, and he needs to take that title from Austin Aries. But Austin Aries says, you haven't seen the dirty side of Johnny Impact, he says, and it's not right there, but he's looking forward to this match, he says, and Johnny isn't a main event player. Well, he said he doesn't mean he's a main event player, but he hasn't aligned in yet. But Austin Aries says he will still be holding that World Heavyweight title. So I am looking really great to that match, and Austin Aries is really trying to get this belt over. We're not calling it the Global Championship anymore. It is, yeah, he's making this known. This is a World Heavyweight title, okay? That's what it is. Next was Sami Callihan versus Eddie Edwards, was in a great main event, number one. Let me say that. It was a great main event. It was pretty much one-on-one. I really did like this match. It was probably the best match of the night. And it was just, it was really good. Both guys were going back and forth. Callihan was trying to come back with the forearm. Eddie Edwards tried to get the Boston Knee Party, and as they kept trying to kick each other with kicks, Callihan hit him with a lariat, but Eddie Edwards pretty much rolled up Sami Callihan for a surprise win right there, which I was surprised he went over clean. But then right after that, Sami Callihan attacked them from behind and hit him with a baseball bat, and we'll get to that spot in a minute. Bobby Lashley tried to come save him, but OVE attacked him from behind as Eddie Edwards was getting by OVE, as Eddie Edwards was still getting beat up by Callihan. But this is where the scary part comes in. He had a chair, and I guess he was gonna hit the bat maybe over him, but the bat pretty much, this is scary too. Let me say that this was actually really kind of scary to watch. I kind of cringed when I watched it, and I had to be sure. Like when Sammy hit the baseball bat over Eddie, I think he meant to hit the chair, but it slipped, and you could see it hits Eddie Edwards right at the eye and his head right there, and it was a bad spot, and the cameras just cut away from it. I think it looked like Sami Callihan, like he even kind of broke kayfabe there too for a second, because but he was scared too. Like he tried to try to look serious at the same time, but that was just. Ugh, ooh, it just didn't look good, and they just kind of kept the camera on Sami Callihan there. But like I said, it was a very freak accident. This could have been worse. Eddie Edwards probably could have been killed right here, because there was news reports that he did go to the hospital, and it was orbital damage to his face, and he got concussion by getting hit in the face with a baseball bat. So I read about it, I just didn't know how bad it was, and it looked freaking scary. Okay, it looked really fucking bad out there, and like I said, you would cringe while looking at this. Eddie Edwards, they said, is doing better nowadays, so I don't know when he'll be back in the ring or anything. I think he won't be part of this Crossroads pay-per-view, if you ask me, for next week. But I don't know, he could have had brain damage, orbital battle, even worse orbital damage. I don't know, but it just looked really tough to watch, and you can check it out if you want to. But when you look at the end of that match with that baseball bat shot, it's fucking bad. Okay, it's really, really tough to look at. So yeah, that's my Impact review though. That's mostly what I gotta say for this week of the show. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Check out the Sami Callihan versus Eddie Edwards match. Like I said, great main event overall. It's just that spot was just really bad to look at. And like I said, Eddie Edwards could have been killed. Damn near. Or just horrible damage to him. But I am out of here. I'll see you guys later. And peace out. Like I said, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you later.